If the tool we hold is in sync with this flow while hitting the ball, the golf swing will be much easier. The reason is that the club we are holding already has momentum attached to it. However, the reason the golf swing feels very difficult is that we have to set a specific target and remain still while positioning ourselves to hit the ball, which creates challenges. In this situation, the golfer faces difficulties in determining where and how to send the club, which is the tool we are holding. As a result, we start searching through countless golf tips, pondering which direction to take is the most correct and the fastest way to achieve our goal. The countless golf tips covered by various media explain the golf swing in their own ways, which puts the golfer at a crossroads from that point on. Moreover, the majority of widely known golf lesson tips are mostly about body movement. The more plans there are for necessary body movements during the swing, the less likely the ball will be hit correctly. Then the golfer starts to think that the reason the ball is not being hit is due to not executing the prescribed body movements properly, leading to self-blame. However, one should reconsider whether there are too many prescribed body movements, and whether, in the short moment of the swing, the focus on those numerous actions causes the golfer to forget how to use the club. I want to emphasize that in this brief moment of swinging to hit the ball, it is more beneficial to plan for the club rather than the body. This approach can help hit the ball better, and ultimately, the body movements we intended to perform will naturally emerge from using the club. In this video, I aim to introduce a simpler way to hit the ball, regardless of your skill level, by removing the difficult parts. When we throw the ball, initially, if we only move the wrist, the ball won't go far. To throw the ball further, consider that the arms and upper body assist the wrist. As the arms and upper body move together, the ball is thrown farther. To throw even further, imagine that the feet and legs also contribute to the throw. I will explain this in 3 movements. First, separate the grip that was well overlapped, creating enough space for one fist to fit between the hands. This is the separated grip. While maintaining a line between the hands and the club, try swinging lightly. After a few swings, the golfer may feel that even while trying to maintain this line, the hands are crossing due to the club's motion. This is the message the club gives us. Now that we understand the club's message, we can think of doing what the club wants during the golf swing. Most hitting mistakes occur when we try to execute a plan for the body during the swing, ignoring the club's natural motion we just felt. As a result of this neglect, we end up needing to make excessive adjustments to achieve the club's motion again. The club wanted our hands and arms to cross. It is important to understand that while crossing, you should not feel like you are rotating the club head with your forearms. Instead, you should maintain the perpendicular angle of the club face while crossing and rotating. This is the feeling you should have. At this point, do not worry at all about the wrist bending and flipping like a scooping motion. What the club wants is for our hands and arms to cross, so just focus on that. Now, While maintaining a fixed point, we rotate. It is about feeling the rotation while keeping the fixed point as much as possible. As I mentioned earlier, if we compare it to throwing a ball, we are using only the wrist to throw the ball, just like when we were throwing the ball with just the wrist, and then the arms and upper body joined in to throw the ball. We keep the fixed point and allow the rotating club to be supported a bit more by the arms and upper body. Then, as we move, we naturally rotate. As we move, the legs and feet will join in to help rotate the club. Right now, we are starting the club's natural movement from a fixed position using the hands and arms, gradually involving the upper body and arms, and then using the legs and feet together as we move. This is the golf swing. We are doing what the club wants, without any of the common knowledge you might have known. Currently, only the swing of the club is allowed, while the arms and upper body are joining in to assist. Now, the feet and legs are also moving together. How does my movement look? In this process, actions that resemble hip turn may occur, and it can also be seen as cocking. You may notice that various techniques related to golf swing, which you are generally familiar with, are being demonstrated. I believe that if you try it yourself, you can have the same experience. Simply put, we are achieving what the club desires. We are gradually helping the club to accomplish its goals together. I feel like I'm using my whole body right now. However, the main focus is the club, not our body. What the club wants is simply to swing. But if our body acts ahead of the club, it will require a different action in the end. Ultimately, we need to allow the swing of the club. Separate your hands by about the width of a fist and grip the club. In this position, please try to rotate the club naturally while maintaining the fixed point of both hands as much as possible. Rotate in place. It simply means to rotate while maintaining a square. Just now, I lightly threw the ball in front of me using only my wrist while maintaining a fixed point, just like I did earlier. The second step will involve rotating the club while also engaging the arms and upper body. In this third step, as I explained with the ball throwing earlier, I will throw the ball close using only my wrist. Then the arms and upper body will join in, followed by the feet and legs to complete the throwing motion. Initially, I focused solely on what the club desired, starting with small movements in place. And then the arms and upper body supported the motion. Now, the feet and legs will step in to assist the natural rotation of the club. Through the separated grip, we have found what the club desires, and it seems that you should focus on moving according to what the club wants. When observing my swing, it may appear that I am using my wrist excessively while holding the separated grip. But swinging the club with a fixed point makes it impossible without this natural rotation of both hands and arms. This is how it should look. If not, the club will be in a state where it is difficult to generate natural energy. Therefore, when you allow this natural rotation while moving, at first, it may seem like you are using your wrist excessively, especially the left wrist, which may feel like it is bending outward. However, as the club begins to gain momentum, no matter how you move, it will look like a natural golf swing. And rather than feeling like you are using your hands, You should think of it as smoothly facilitating what the club desires. Now, overlap the separated grip well and hold it as you normally would. You will practice this in place. Initially, you will swing around the fixed point while feeling the natural rotation you experienced with the separated grip, but now with both hands overlapping. You will move in place. Again, you are not rotating the club. It is a simple rotation. You will move like this in place. Then, the arms and upper body will join in, followed by the feet and legs, helping the club achieve what it wants. At first, hold a normal grip, set up well, and allow the rotation of the club while maintaining the fixed point. Then, the arms and upper body will join the natural flow of the club. Finally, the feet and legs will join in to contribute to the natural flow of the club, which is the swing of the club. Here, you will perform a run-up, which will soon become the trigger. What we have learned through this three-step practice of the separated grip is that the club was the main focus, and we helped the club achieve what it wanted. Our body is not the main character, the club is the main character. Ultimately, it is helpful to think of it as giving momentum to a stationary club through a trigger, and then allowing the club to swing naturally. I believe that understanding the golf swing with these concepts will significantly enhance your striking ability. Ultimately, the golf swing is done with the club, not by the body striking the ball. Therefore, we need to pay more attention to what we should do to allow the club to move smoothly. I hope you can ride the natural flow, rather than forcing it with strength. Initially, you should move while maintaining a fixed point. This movement will involve the arms and upper body joining in, and then the feet and legs will also participate. I encourage you to start your swing with that feeling. Now we will use the trigger to assist the swing of the club with a run-up using the foot. And once the club starts to move, we just need to provide the desired foot movement for this club that has gained momentum. Each of you may have specific points in mind while practicing your golf swing. I believe the swing of the club should be at the very top of that point. I would like to emphasize that we need to consider how closely all aspects such as shallowing, lag, and hip turn are related to the swing of the club. In this state, as we perform the desired movement of the club crosses our hands and arms. If we assume this is the first requirement of the club, then, for example, during the downswing, the action of lowering the club backward raises the question of how much this action relates to the rotation of the club. The goal is to allow the natural movement of the club, but if we perform this action during the downswing, another action becomes necessary. In that brief moment, what the club desires is simply to swing in place. As it swings in place, the arms and upper body come together, along with the feet and legs, supporting the swing of the club. The club swings freely in place, and the arms and upper body work together, eventually involving the feet and legs as well. This is the feeling of swinging in place. While it may seem like a lot of hand movement is involved, when the club gains strong momentum, it appears that we use a trigger to initiate the swing of the club. This is how it will appear when everything is set up and ready. You can see the final result here. Then, we support the club's desired free swing. We will use the trigger from our feet and legs to initiate the club's movement and continue to follow it closely. We just need to do exactly what the club wants us to do, ensuring that we are in sync with its motion and direction. I believe that allowing the swing of the club to be free is the easiest and the highest level of golf swing. I believe that this can immediately help improve your swing, your hitting, and your shots.